fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps with Behind the Gloves in association with our betting partners, BOSR. And I'm joined now with Eddie Hearn and DAZN's EVP, Joe Markowski. So just so that the fight fans know, you've just announced that Matchroom UK fights will be available exclusively on DAZN in the UK and Ireland for the first time beginning July 2021 in a new 5-year global deal. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Thank you.
How does it feel? I mean,
it feels great. I mean, you know, a lot of people are calling it the worst kept secret in British boxing, but you know, it's a deal that took a huge amount of work. I mean, look, you know, Michelle, you've been covering our fight nights for 10 plus years. For 25 years, we've been with Sky Sports. It was a very difficult decision for us, but it was, you know, an offer that we just could not refuse for our business, for our fighters, for the fans, and the chance to just let us follow our dreams of how we wanted to shape and mold the sport in this country. You know, for everything from creating huge events to fight nights, to the production, you know, to the talent that we're going to be using across our screens, and, you know, just a more affordable model for fight fans without the constant battle of pay-per-view and, you know, negotiation and debating with the fans of is it or isn't it. And, you know, a lot of that pay-per-view offering that you've seen over the last couple of years will now sit within the DAZN schedule. So I think in that respect, I may actually be popular with fans for a small minute, but you are going to see an incredible lineup of fight nights, cards, production, talent, shoulder programming, content, everything. And this is, you know, it's a real groundbreaking deal. It's a game-changing deal for boxing in the UK. And of course, sits really well with the synergy we have with DAZN for our global expansion. This is just one of upcoming announcements in terms of new territories that we're moving into with DAZN. And now I can just have one hat on, which is a DAZN hat, to say this is where you watch Matchroom shows on DAZN. And that's extremely important to us.
An important question, because I think a lot of people are starting to see sort of the direction in which it's going in. Do you have the goal to do what Dana White has done in the UFC, but to do it in boxing? Because it seems like, you know, what you're trying to do here is, it's smart. It's sort of like get everything under one hub.
Yeah, I mean, that's a question I think that can only be answered to Matchroom, because from a DAZN perspective, they're a global sports streaming platform. So, you know, they're not looking to be the UFC of boxing. We are, you know, and I know sometimes I can get told off for saying that, but that's the truth. You know, we are looking to be the absolute dominant global force in the sport of boxing. We have made our bed. We have aligned with what we feel is the best platform to do that. And I feel that already DAZN is the unrivaled global home of boxing. And we're just getting started. I mean, you've been there for the ride, you know, over the last 3 years in America. It's been up, it's been down. And then coming off the back of the pandemic with the shows that we're producing, particularly with the acquisition of Canelo Alvarez to the Matchroom team as well, we have incredible momentum in the US. And you know how powerful we are in the UK in terms of our brand and our profile and our schedule and our talent. So I really feel that this is important. And yes, for us, this is a global network of events. Now, you saw last week in Las Vegas, Martin J. Ward, Chantel Cameron, Ramla Ali, Jason Quigley from Ireland, all getting opportunities to go and fight in Las Vegas.
Right.
And that's because of this global network of events that we have. So this is massive for our fighters, because not just has their promoter got the biggest broadcast deals in the sport, they also have a calendar, a global calendar, where those fighters can get opportunities within that, not just for, you know, incredible financial opportunities to win championship, but to increase profile in different markets. And that's something that was very important in our decision.
Right. And so another thing was, and you kind of touched on it, is sort of the idea that pay-per-view is no longer going to be a thing. Because as you know that fight fans already have so many other apps that they're paying for. So it's £1.99 currently. How long do you guys intend to keep that price going? I don't know, Joe, if you want to jump in on that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're happy to be extending the special introductory price point in the UK of £1.99. That is unrivaled, unquestionable value given the quality of the events that we have been putting on and that we will be putting on with this new deal that we're announcing today. We'll continue to assess that. We'll think about how we position it going forward. I think as you look at the DAZN business around the world and the sort of principles on which the business was founded, it's always going to be a low cost, high value offer to consumers. That's true of our business in Japan. It's true of our business in Italy and in the US, in Canada. Everywhere we go, we are committed to that vision and giving fans, a best-in-class market value. So that's going to be the consistent principles we apply. But for the moment, very proud to be extending that £1.99 a month offer. That will continue to at least the end of Fight Camp, which obviously is July the 31st over a 3-week run. More details will come on that in the next couple of weeks by way of schedule and details. But something that we're very proud to commit to. And the reason we can do that is because the take up of DAZN already in the UK over the last 6 or 7 months since we launched the global platform and stepped into the UK has been fantastic. That leads us really to this announcement today. It makes us very, very confident based on what we've learned already and how we've interacted with fight fans in the UK, that this is going to be a very, very successful country for us to operate in. It allows us to be ambitious with our investment with Eddie in our planning, and I'm obviously very encouraged by those early results.
A question, Ed, is, there was always I don't want to say that AJ was ever quite a free agent. I know that's the wrong way of saying it. But I know at one point it was that AJ had the decision whether, what network he wanted to sort of use. Is this going to be now exclusive? Is all of his fights going to be exclusive to DAZN as well? No,
in DAZN, AJ already sits on a global level with DAZN.
Not to cut you off, but just to clarify, he's not. Would you call it a free agent in that sense?
No. So AJ's fights sit outside of this agreement with DAZN in the UK. DAZN have been airing and will continue to air AJ shows globally. AJ has one fight left on his existing Sky contract. He's not part of this deal. So we will sit down with AJ from a broadcast perspective and decide with him what is the best way forward, whether that's to stay with Sky, whether that's to move with DAZN. I mean, it could be a number of different offerings. So he's in a great position in that respect as well. He's the biggest star, of course, in the UK and one of the biggest stars in global boxing next to Canelo. And we're honoured to represent both of them. And, he will firstly cement his next fight and then make a decision later in the year regarding his broadcast partner. So to your question, Michelle, we extended the negotiation period with the WBO and Alex Krasuk. If this was your question regarding Alexander Usyk, we had a good conversation with Alex Krasuk this morning. Yeah. We get on really well. Look, we're trying our best to reach a deal. AJ's obviously got his opinions on what that deal should look like. So has Alexander Usyk, but we're confident that will be the next fight for Anthony Joshua, and hopefully we can get that done.
Okay. And before I conclude, because I got to head out to the airport literally in 2 minutes. What fights will be the first fight to be shown for Fight Camp?
Well, we'll be announcing on June the 14th, I believe, at an event here at the HQ, the full 3-week lineup for Fight Camp. As I said, it will be a souped-up version of last time, not just with the fights and the stacked cards, but also with fans here as well. There'll be multiple world title action as well. Some of the biggest stars in British boxing as well. So Fight Camp's going to be really, really special, and that's going to kick off this wonderful new relationship with DAZN.
I'm heading out to Miami. Obviously, it's Mayweather versus Paul. You've worked with the Pauls in the past. Is there any intention at any point to sort of, revisit the whole YouTuber fight events?
Well, look, I mean, we both were. I mean, Eddie's avoiding that question. We saw great success with our KSI Logan Paul event. In particular, we also worked with Jake Paul, as you know. The celebrity boxing, YouTuber boxing, sort of seems to have had a breath of fresh air into it in the last sort of 6 months. And look, we wish those guys well. Some, I think on a case by case, you've got to assess them. Some are better than others. I think the fight that Jake announced yesterday is probably more competitive than I expect this weekend to be. This weekend's an exhibition, obviously, and it's going to do numbers. We discussed it, us and Matchroom, sort of guessing how many numbers it does. And I like Logan Paul a lot. He's a good guy. I wish him all the best, but he's fighting arguably the greatest of all time. So it's a slightly different proposition to a competitive fight between his brother and whoever else. So look, there's a place for it. It drives in numbers. We're committed to expanding the audience watching boxing. I think selectively We'll look at those events where they're presented to us in markets all around the world, UK, US, for sure. We're not against it. But I think our commitment primarily is to serving real boxing to real boxing fans. And that's what this partnership's all about. It's a game-changing deal for British boxing. It's a game-changing deal for boxing globally. And it's reflective of a very, very strong and growing partnership between DAZN and Matchroom that we're both very proud to represent. So that's our focus today. And we wish YouTubers and greatest of all time, anyone boxing this weekend, good luck as they step into the ring.
All right. Ed?
Yeah, what he said. I mean, I feel that when we started with DAZN, we had to make noise. We were coming in from a standing start. And I really feel like what we have right now is tremendous credibility within boxing. And whilst we're always led by numbers, as we are and you are, and, I think what we are at the moment is an outstanding offering for fight fans and people that are interested in boxing and want to be part of big nights and big fights. It doesn't sit great with me, Mayweather against Paul. Now Jake Paul against Woodley, don't mind it. It's a decent fight. But I don't know. I mean, for now, our focus is on our stable of fighters and to make sure that we keep providing great value for money for subscribers on DAZN.